I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
Have you ever wanted to learn a new language? Maybe you were inspired by a recent international trip, became obsessed with a foreign film or TV show, wanted to communicate better with a loved one, or just felt like developing a new skill. With Rosetta Stone, learning a new language is easier than you thought. Rosetta Stone has been a trusted expert for 30 years with millions of users and 25 languages offered, including Spanish, French, Japanese, Dutch, and more. Learning is immersive and designed for long-term retention, so you fully learn to speak, listen, and even think in that language. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. Listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/today. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/today.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lan or Alana, and today's episode is all about routines while we're traveling, while we're away for the holidays, getting back into routine after the holidays or traveling. I recently was in Vancouver visiting my best friend, Shayna, and her family. It was my first time in Vancouver. And to be honest, I've barely traveled in Canada. I've traveled elsewhere in the world. I swear I've been to more places in the States or America. Feels really weird calling it America. I always just call it like the US or the States. Let me know, like DM me what you call America. Like, do you call it America? Do you call it the States? Do you call it US? Like, if you're from there, or like if you're from somewhere else and that's how you refer to it. Like, I just call it the States. I don't know. I feel like other people refer to it as America, and I always feel like weird with what I should call it. But anyways, I was just in Vancouver. It was such a lovely and needed trip. Lovely is my new word. I say lovely about everything. If I'm describing something, it's lovely. My day was lovely. The event was lovely.
She was so lovely. But honestly, the trip was amazing. It was really nice to like kind of unplug. I think I did maybe like 5 hours or 6 hours of work throughout the entire week total. It was really nice to just like relax and be present and walk a lot. I was like getting like 16 to 20,000 steps a day because my bestie Shay does not drive. So we were walking everywhere, which was honestly really nice. And if you know me, I love learning new cities by walking everywhere. So it was perfectly fitting. I got to try a lot of spots, a lot of Shay's favorite spots, which are now have become mine, a lot of like health food places. I went to Turf, which was so good. I really recommend if you live in Van or if you're going to visit to go to Turf. I also went to Glory Juice. I really liked their creamy, nutty smoothie bowl. I added vanilla protein to it. I went to Juice Truck. I went to Heirloom. I went to Nuba. I went to Minami. We also have one here in Toronto, but obviously way better in Vancouver. Where else did I go? I went to Nook, which is a really good Italian restaurant. I went to a bunch of different places. I tried a bunch of different coffee shops. I didn't try Nemesis, which is apparently like the one to try. You guys know I do my cafe tours. I absolutely love coffee. Coffee and I are one. Nemesis is in Gastown, I believe. So when I go back, I will have to try it out. But I had JJ Bean. I had Matchsticks. I had Latest Victory, which was really cute. I went to Granville Island. I did everything. We did all the good things. I also went to Whistler. It was beautiful there. I didn't go skiing. I don't do winter sports. I will be the girl sitting in the chalet drinking my hot cocoa or mocha. But it was really nice to go for 2 days and just like chill and relax. We went to Mongolian Grill there. I also went to Purebred and Green Mustache, which a lot of you recommended. I got the pancakes at Green Mustache. Really, really good. At Purebred, I got an almond croissant. You know I love my almond croissants. Overall, an amazing trip. Really much needed. Went to Parlor there as well. They have a Parlor in Vancouver. Parlor is where I go a lot in Toronto. I either order food from there or I'm going out there. So it was kind of fun to like go to the original one. We went to their 10-year birthday, but it was just like weird vibes. Like love Parlor, love you, but it was a lot of like 30 and 40-year-old men. And I understand it was like a 10-year anniversary party. So it was a lot of the owner's friends, but it was just like weird vibes. Definitely like the youngest ones there by a landslide, and a lot of like older men in tight jeans, just like not the vibe, not the energy, but we got free drinks and we took a few laps and it was good. And it was just like fun to like see Parlor there and like be on the opposite side of the country and still be in Parlor. So that was definitely the moment. Van is definitely a lot more like chill, slower paced as I expected. Very different from Toronto, a lot more casual in how everyone dresses. Even like when you're going to dinner, people go to dinner a lot earlier, but honestly really do love it. Beautiful. Would love to go back there when it's warmer. I did a like 10-kilometer walk along the seawall, which was so lovely. Saw a bit of Stanley Park. Overall, if you haven't been to Vancouver, highly recommend. If you haven't been to Whistler, highly recommend as well. Definitely explore Canada. Canada has so much to offer. Also, the air is just so much cleaner in Vancouver. Like it just like it smells good. Like it feels good. Also, we are 3 weeks into Hot Girl Reset, my challenge, my mental health challenge that I'm running. I have my Geneva group. The girls are always chatting in there. I love chatting with you guys. Definitely check that out. I have it linked in the show notes as always. It's also in my bio on Instagram, I believe. Just a really fun little group chat, little place where you can share recipes and keep each other accountable and find workouts and just discuss fun things. Really, really love the group chat. The girls are awesome. The girls are girling in there. But the Hot Girl Reset, I will admit I've been slacking a little bit. I haven't really been doing the reading thing. I haven't really been doing the 10K steps. But, you know, it's all about consistency and small little wins, like I've said. So this week we will strive for that. But it just feels really good to, and really like rewarding to see all of you guys participating. It's such like a moment of awe for me. Like, I don't know. I like always forget that when I'm recording a podcast or when I'm posting something online, like, yes, I can see how many people are seeing it, but it's really hard to actualize that number into like a physical amount. Like, it's just a number when it's online, but it's really hard to visualize like how many people that actually is. Like, usually like 15,000 to 20,000, if not more, of you are listening to the podcast episodes. And here I am just recording in my apartment to you guys, sharing my thoughts and feelings and talking to you like I'm on FaceTime. And I kind of forget that many people are listening, but I just feel super honored and love to be able to have and appreciative to have this community of you guys. It's kind of like our own little family. I have all these little sisters. Even if you're older than me, you're still my little sis. Just love it all so much. Today, I'm feeling super grateful because it's December 10th when I'm recording this. I'm recording this episode a little bit later than I normally would because it comes out on Monday. My producer is going to kill me. But today is my Hot Girl Reset sweat event with Jaybird in Toronto. It's my first event that I'm holding. And guys, I'm really stressed and anxious and nervous. But I'm also really excited. And I'm so excited to meet all of you guys. And if you were at the event on Saturday, because obviously you're listening to this on Monday or like after the event, thank you so much for coming. It was insane how we sold out in an hour. Like, I was scared no one was going to buy tickets, but you guys really showed up, and I'm so appreciative that you guys want to help support a cause, the Canadian Mental Health Association, which is super close and dear to my heart. You know, I'm a huge mental health advocate, so being able to donate money to a charity that is doing things to help better the mental health of so many Canadians is truly just an amazing thing. I will definitely do a recap of the event on next week's episode because we have to document it. And if all goes well and I'm not too stressed, I would really love to do more of these events for you guys, these community sweat events, raising money for charity. It's just a really awesome way for us to connect and also give back to the community. So really, really excited, really nervous, really anxious. I have all the goodie bags and everything set up. I have Steph coming to help me. I'm just like trying to like embody like good energy, good vibes, chill myself out a little bit, having my Array Calm capsules, having my Slowly Ashwagandha, which you guys are going to get in the goodie bags. If you haven't looked in them already, I hope you have if you attended. But anyways, it's been like almost 10 minutes. Let's get into our segments. Let's get into our weekly intention. It's really fitting for this episode, but my weekly intention is to get back into the groove with my routine. You know, I've been out of my routine for the past like 2 weeks because, you know, like the week leading up to going away, like you're kind of like running all over the place. You're trying to clear your fridge. You don't want to leave food in the fridge. So just getting back into the groove with my routine. And the tip of the week is to create a little action plan for yourself upon like returning from travels and visits. Get yourself excited about like the mundane life to prevent post-travel blues. Definitely having post-travel blues. We all know the feels, but just like really like encourage yourself to like romanticize your routine, romanticize your city, envision yourself as your highest self and show up as them. Really get excited about this like routine that makes you feel grounded and energized and able to show up as your highest self and like your best self. We can't show up for others if we're not taking care of ourselves. So just like create that little action plan, get yourself motivated, whether it's looking on Pinterest or looking at Instagram or TikTok pages, maybe a YouTube channel that really inspires you. And motivates you to live your best life and to really lean into that routine and hold yourself accountable. My current obsessions. If you've been following my stories on Instagram, you know I'm in my mocha era. I've really been loving mochas. Just so good. Perfect for the holidays. It's kind of like my hot chocolate obsession, but with coffee. It's a vibe. If you haven't had a mocha yet this season, I highly recommend. And now I know you guys are going to tell me to have a peppermint mocha, but ladies, I just can't drink anything or eat anything with peppermint in it or like mint. It just feels like I'm eating my gum. Like it's not the vibe for me. So I'm sticking with my mochas, but Trin she had the peppermint mocha oat draft latte from La Colombe and she said it was heavenly. So if you are fortunate enough to have a La Colombe nearby, based on Trin's recommendation, go try that out. If you don't like peppermint mochas like me, just get the oat draft latte. So good. No ice though. Don't get it with ice. Perfect. Oh, I want one right now. Okay. When I was in Vancouver, I got to try out House Concepts, which is kind of like their version of Sweat and Tonic, but honestly like a little cooler. Kind of like Sweat and Tonic vibes, but with the aesthetic of like Dog Pound LA, if you know Dog Pound. I did the peach season class with Jade Smith. Jade is beautiful. She's such a sweetheart. She's such an angel. Definitely would go back to House Concepts. Even bought their merch, got a hoodie, super cute, super comfy. If you're in the Van area, definitely go check out House Concepts. It's in Vancouver House. It's really not an intimidating vibe. I thought it was going to be super intimidating, almost like walking into a Barry's, or even like Sweat and Tonic can be a little intimidating to walk into. I don't know if it's because I went for like a class at noon, but it was super chill, super approachable, really welcoming, chill vibes. Great workout. I wish I could have tried like one of their more intense classes, like one of like their running weights classes, but I was sick with a cough over the time that I was in Vancouver, and I just didn't want to push my body too much and make myself more sick. So we did something like low impact, which was peach season, which I really did like, but really like House Concepts. Dying to go back there. They're opening one in Toronto at some point in 2023, I think near the end, sadly, but really excited for House Concepts to come, and you know I will be living there. Jaybird. I'm back in my hot Pilates era. I'm really loving the dark room. The infrared heat feels so nice in the winter. It's definitely a mood booster. Love Jaybird. If you live in Toronto or Van and you haven't tried out Jaybird, I highly recommend you try it out. My favorite classes are the Burn, which is like a Pilates style class, the Booty, which is like similar to the Burn but more lower body focused, and I also like the Bird, which is breath work, Pilates, yoga. It's kind of like every different aspect of all the Jaybird classes combined, and that's actually what we're doing at my event. Really like the Bird. Love when Ariel teaches it. I went to someone else's class who taught it, but I can't remember. I think it might have been Cassandra, but can't remember. But really do love Jaybird. Really recommend. An infrared room is different than like your typical hot Pilates room. The air isn't hot. It's more of like an internalized heat. It feels really nice. It's really good for recovery. It releases a lot of endorphins. Really, really recommend Jaybird. And my last current obsession current obsession. Like, is my segment called this? Isn't it current faves? It's current obsessions. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. I wrote this outline on the plane. I was a little bit tired, so forgive me. Neutral nails. I got my nails done in Vancouver. I'm sorry, I keep talking about Vancouver. But I got my nails done in Vancouver, got neutral nails because I had red before, and then I had like a really dark, like purpley black color before, and it's just feeling like the natural nail. Normally I do 2 layers Funny Bunny, 1 layer bubble bath, but we did 1 layer Funny Bunny, 2 layers bubble bath. Make sure the Funny Bunny goes on first with the bubble bath on top. And it's just the vibe. I always just ask for a shellac manicure. It's on my natural nails. I always get asked this. If you live in Toronto, I go to 6 Cents. And if you mention my name, you'll get 10% off. They're so clean. Like the whole entire space is really clean. All their staff are amazing. And I'm so picky with nails. So you just know that it's the right place to go. You won't be disappointed. They have several locations in the GTA, but unfortunately, you can only go to the King Street one and get my discount there. And just so you know, I literally get I don't make any money off of it or anything. It's literally just a discount for you guys. Just mention my name. It's not sponsored, but check out 6 Cents. I know the struggle of finding a really good nail salon. Their prices are also not out to lunch. It's $35 for a shellac mani, less your 10%. You're essentially saving the tax. Recommend. Okay. Now let's get into the bulk of the episode because we're quite some time in. And what is a routine? I'm sure you guys all know what a routine is, but essentially to me, a routine is a series of habits or rituals that you repeat in the same or similar order on a recurring basis. Usually it's daily around the same time. You can have a morning routine, you can have a night routine, you can have a daily routine, a workout routine, whatever it is. It's a recurring pattern of habits and rituals that you repeat frequently. Pros of having a routine. This is like why I am such an advocate for routines, because I feel like when I don't have my routines or any sort of routine, my life is just chaos. I feel mentally all over the place. I feel physically all over the place. I don't feel grounded. So the pros of routines: it keeps you productive and efficient in what you're doing. You get all the things done that help energize you. It also helps you get your work tasks and all like the tasks that may not be as fun done in a way that feels really good to you. Again, it makes you feel really grounded. I don't know about you, but when I don't do my non-negotiables, like I just feel like all over the place. I don't feel grounded. I feel like in a weird headspace. Like the energy, the vibes are just off. They're just off. And routines just make me feel grounded and really calm my anxiety and calm the stress levels and just make me feel really good. If you know what a good routine feels like, you just know. You know. It also allows you to practice self-care in a mindless and simple way. As you guys know, I've been reading Atomic Habits. Not lately, though. Haven't read it in a hot sec, but I'm about halfway through. I feel like I'm pretty confident on the knowledge that is shared in that book. But essentially, when we have these good habits, we do them kind of mindlessly, and they come like second nature to us. It's like that mind muscle memory sort of thing, and we do them almost like automatically. So like when we set up these routines and we do them consistently and regularly, being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal honestly can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to HelloFresh.com/50Ray and use code 50Ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50RAE and use code 50Ray, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
They just like come with second nature. Like you do all these habits, the habit stacking, the routines, the rituals, like without second thought. And it just feels really good. And it feels like it's not draining. It doesn't feel like a chore. It's just like second nature to us. It feels normal. It feels mundane. It feels really good. So that's what I identify as a routine. You can have so many different routines. But what I think is really important when it comes to routines, especially when it comes around the holiday time, you know, it's like Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all these holidays, and the work year is wrapping up and things are kind of hectic and all over the place, and you can kind of feel out of whack. But I think it's really important during these times, or if you're traveling in general or any time of year, let go of the all or nothing mindset and perfectionism around your routine. Your routine doesn't have to be perfect in order to benefit you or provide for you. Don't be so hard on yourself if you're not executing 1,000,001 things that you have told yourself you're going to do in this routine. Or maybe don't be so hard on yourself if you're not like doing every single step that you normally do in your routine. Figure out what your non-negotiables are and stick to those. And even if some days you don't complete them to the same level that you would normally, that's totally okay. Your routine shouldn't stress you out. It shouldn't hold you back from enjoying your trip or your time with your loved ones. It's supposed to kind of just ground you, energize you, and make you feel good. It's supposed to make you feel good, grounded, and energized. I want to emphasize that. It's supposed to make you feel good, grounded, and energized. again, let go of that all or nothing mindset. Just because you don't do every single step in your routine while you're on vacation or while you're celebrating the holidays or you're home for the holidays, it doesn't mean you're a failure at doing your routine. Your routine is still going to serve its purpose if even you just do one thing, like waking up before 8 a.m. or having your morning coffee by yourself or going on a little walk. And maybe that walk is shorter than what it normally is, but you're still going through the action of stepping outside, having some fresh air, having some alone time, having some time unplugged away from your phone and all your electronics and devices and whatnot. So we're going to separate it into maintaining a routine while you're on holiday / away, and then also getting back into your routine after being away or the holidays, because I know some of you are traveling right now. I know some of you have gone home for the holidays, whether it was Thanksgiving or you're going home or you are home for Christmas and whatnot. And I also know that routines can be a little different if you're like having a city trip or staying at a friend or back at home versus going to a resort or on like a tropical vacation. So, number one tip in any sort of situation is find out your non-negotiables. I'm always talking about these non-negotiables because these are kind of your things that you stick to, especially even if you're at home and your schedule is super hectic or maybe your day's a little bit different. Find out what your non-negotiables are and establish what is doable in your environment. Maybe you're not able to go to your typical berries class if you're at home because you no longer have berries, but you're able to have your coffee, you're able to still journal, you're able to go on a little walk, maybe you're able to do a home workout. Figure out what is doable in your environment and what your non-negotiables are. Everyone's non-negotiables are going to be different. For me, really, it's just I want to have a morning still, so I want to still wake up early. I don't want to like change like my sleeping habits too much. I want to go to a cute cafe. We'll always find an excuse to go to a cute cafe, and I want to move, so I'm going to walk to that cafe and back. That's like my little morning movement. And as long as I do like these 3 things, I feel like I'm golden for the rest of the day and I'm able to really show up as my high self. I also still like to get ready in the morning and do my skincare routine and make time for that. And I kind of do that first thing. Like I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I do my skincare, put on a little makeup, touch up my hair, and then I'll probably like go see, either I'll do it by myself or like, for example, when I was in Vancouver, like I would go like see what Shayna was up to. Sometimes she was up before me. Most of the time she was up before me. And then we'd be like, okay, do you want to go to a coffee shop? And then we'd go and walk there, and it was super nice. Be gentle on yourself. Like I said, like you are on holiday, you are on vacation, like you're supposed to be enjoying these moments. It's going to be different than your day-to-day life at home. So don't be hard on yourself if you don't complete everything every day or if it goes in a different order or whatnot. Adapt. It's not going to be identical to at home, but that's why it's important to determine what those non-negotiables are and to find little ways to create a routine that energizes and suits your needs while you're away. Now, like I said, it's going to be a little different if you're in a city's trip, staying at a friend, back at your parents versus like a resort or a tropical vacation. For me, like when I was in Vancouver, Shay and I either made breakfast at home or we walked somewhere to grab a bite and get coffee. We got our morning fuel and steps in one go, which was really nice. And we also found workouts that we like to do and scheduled them in advance. So when I was away, I like looked at what studios I wanted to do. I didn't work out a lot in Vancouver because I was sick. But we scheduled in Jaybird, we went to House Concepts, and we thought of our future selves in terms of meals and activities. We didn't forget about the things that we needed to do throughout the day. Like we knew we needed to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We knew we needed to hydrate. We knew we needed our caffeine. We knew we needed to get daily movement in. So like we walked everywhere and we found little cute spots. We listened to our bodies. We ate intuitively. When I'm on a tropical vacation or I'm at a resort, I kind of tend to establish my own morning routine that's separate of my family's, because normally when I go to resorts, I'm with my family all the time and I need that time alone. And I feel like even if you're staying with a friend or if you're at home for the holidays, like you need alone time. It's really good to have alone time. So I kind of establish my own little morning routine that's separate from whomever I'm traveling with. Usually I go to the gym or go on a run. Then I'll have breakfast with my mother. I'll meet her up for breakfast and coffee. And then I'll go back to my room, shower, and then meet everyone at the pool. And that way I get my workout in before I'm tired from the sun. and I still get to have fun and relax on vacation like I normally would, but I'm doing the things that I know that make me feel good mentally and physically and kind of keep a little routine in loop, in sorts, in gear. I don't know what the word would be, but you can see like how like a city trip versus like the tropical trip is a little bit different for me. It's really just finding out like what are the non-negotiables in that environment for you and what do you need in order to feel super good and grounded and energized. Really focus on that feeling of feeling grounded. What is going to make you feel grounded and at home in this new environment? Like when I was staying in Vancouver, I knew I was going to be there for 8 days. I knew it was a space that was new to me, and I knew if I didn't make it myself feel grounded, I would feel very anxious all the time. So I took the time and the energy to be really intentional and mindful with setting up that little routine for myself, but also knowing that it was okay to be flexible, it was okay to adjust, and that not every day would look the same. Okay, getting back into routine after these travels when we're back home, it can be really easy to kind of just like not get back into routine, to be kind of lazy, to leave your suitcase packed up and to like just like not get back into the swing of things. And I know whenever I haven't gotten back into routine, I just feel really drained. I feel the post-vacation blues a lot more. I feel a lot lonelier, especially because I live alone. So I think it's really important to, one, unpack ASAP, like clear space, clear mind, unpack your suitcases, your bags, your duffel bags, do your laundry. Also, when you leave your apartment or your home before you go on these trips, leave your place like clean and nice for you to come back to. I always do this, and it's always such a nice and refreshing feeling to walk back into like a clean home, a home that's been left nice for yourself. Like always think of your future self. And you want to do the same. You want to keep that clean once you come back. Like don't leave your luggage all over the place. The longer you leave it, the more cluttered your space and your mind are going to feel. The next is make a game plan for yourself. Again, figure out like what you're going to do the next day. Like how are you going to get back into gear? If there's a time shift, like how are you going to adjust to the time change? And lean into your self-discipline. It's not super easy to get back into routines. It's really easy to stay in like this vacation mode, the super slow, chill, out of routine sort of thing. But lean into your self-discipline because that's what's going to keep you going. You can find a little motivation and you can give yourself little rewards, but it's that self-discipline that's really going to help you like kick things into gear. Have an accountability partner. It could be someone that's going to do this routine with you or something similar, or it could just be as simple as telling your friend about your routine, like what your game plan is for the next day. And not to like self-plug here, but the Geneva like group that we have going, like that's super great for that. Like even if you're just going to share like what you're doing or you're feeling low and like you're looking for like some accountability, like it's really fun to write in there. I write in there. It's fun. And you find the encouragement and the motivation and support that you need. Start with your non-negotiables and slowly add back in the other fun things that were in your routine. When you're doing a routine consistently, it should be pretty easy to go back into it. It's muscle memory, it's mind memory, you know? So just like ease back into it, find your non-negotiables, and then slowly add back in the other sort of like extracurriculars that you have in your routine. So start with like the coffee in the morning movement and getting out, and then add back in your workouts. Add back in your journaling, whatever you weren't necessarily doing before. And always, always remember to be kind to yourself. Do not go in with this all or nothing mindset. Really, really let go of this all or nothing mindset. It's really toxic and it's just not the vibe. You're going to burn yourself out and you're going to struggle to get back into gear. Balance is so essential. Slow and steady, baby. Slow and steady. Like just like be really gentle with yourself. Hold yourself to that discipline though. Like it's that really like that nice balance, that dance that you got to do. I hope that this episode was super helpful. I hope that it had a lot of tangible tips and takeaways. I know this is really suiting for what I need right now. I'm getting back into my routine with work and life and everything and being back in Toronto. So just know that I'm with you this holiday season, whether you're listening to this now or maybe you're listening to this at a later date. I'm here with you. And if you liked this episode of Morning Ray, I really would love if you could leave a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That's how you can help support the pod. I love reading all your reviews. They truly make my day. and it keeps us in the charts, which is like still a pinch me moment. Like so incredible. Again, totally up to you, but if you would love to leave me a review, I would love to see it. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.